Alrighty, so we had an August state of play for Sony's PlayStation consoles, and a lot of people are upset, a lot of people are disappointed, but not me. What's up guys, my name is RetroRob64. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon so you know exactly when I put out new videos. Without further ado, let's talk about Sony's August state of play.
RetroRob64.
Alright guys, before we get into the video, I want to talk about Avengers Beta, and I have done the beta. I played it. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. I have a few gripes, but I want to hold off on the judgment. That's right. I'm going to hold off until the end of the beta sessions are over. So we got a beta this past weekend. We're having one this weekend. We're getting another one for the next weekend after that. That's going to be an open beta. And I'm going to hold off until I've played all of the betas so that I can give a full and final discussion about the beta situation. But yeah, look forward to that video. That's coming a little bit later on for you guys. So, alright, so we had Crash 4 gameplay, a little bit more gameplay revealed, and the game looks great. I'm already sold on it. I'm excited. No microtransactions. Huge benefit, huge boon. I like that a lot. We're going to be able to replay a lot of the levels with, I think, different characters, and we're also going to have sort of a different art style when we play them. I'm a little worried about this part specifically because it feels like padding. I don't know, it's hard to tell, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm excited for the game, looks good. It's a direct sequel to Crash 3, so there you go, there you have it. Only took, you know, 10, 20 years, whatever it took, but hey, it's coming October 2nd. We're also getting a new Control expansion in the style of Alan Wake. That's right, Alan Wake's gonna be part of it. Remedy, they do great games. They obviously can tell like when their franchises do well, and Alan Wake was a huge one. People still want a sequel to that. Hey, they heard you. They just didn't get you a sequel, but they're giving you DLC for a very popular game that just came out from their studios. So I think this works. I think this is good. This is a good thing. Looking forward to that one. I want to go over a few games here real quickly. Braid Anniversary. I played that, well, the original Braid back on the 360. A huge hit. I love that game. That's a sleeper hit right there. Great story. They're doing a remaster, adding more pixels, so you're going to have like a nice crisp look to the art style. You're going to do hand-painted walls and stuff like that for the backdrops. Lots of behind-the-scenes stuff. Looking forward to this game. Spelunky 2, another game that's coming out, and it's obviously a sequel to the first game, which I never actually played, but looks interesting, looks pretty good. And the developer went into a lot of detail about what he wanted to do specifically for the sequel. So that's always good when you hear it straight from the developer. Always good stuff. Alright, let's talk about a few VR games. Now, I don't have a VR personally, no headset whatsoever, not even for the PlayStation. Though these two games that are coming out may actually make me want to get one. I know Iron Man VR is a thing, but I'm still scared. I'm still scared. But yeah, these we got Hitman VR. So if you want to train how to become a true serial killer, this is the perfect game for you. Definitely. Obviously, jokes aside, it's a it looks really interesting, very crisp. I actually want to get back into the series just from this gameplay that we saw from the last state of play. It looked really nice, and now we're gonna do it in VR. I think this is gonna be a winner. So we have to keep an eye on that one. We're also getting Darth Vader Immortal, and that's a really cool game. I played that at my friend's, actually the guy that did my intro video. I'll link him, he's down below, check him out. He has a VR headset, I think it's an Oculus Rift, and he turned me onto this game, and I played it for about 2 or 3 hours, and I was like blown away. I was like, this is where VR is now? That's awesome, this is great. Like the amount of like physics built into the motion sensors, awesome stuff. So huge get for PlayStation to get this game. Really good game. Alright, I want to get into a few PlayStation 5 games. Now, we didn't get too many of them. We got updates on a few that we already know, so I'm going to go over those really quickly. Bugsnax. Yeah, I know. I cringed too when I saw the intro and everything, but then I quickly became excited. This game looks really good. Really refined and crisp. It gave me vibes of Viva Pinata. Very cool game. If you never played that, check that one out. It's going to be actually pretty heavy on the story side. It looks like there's going to be some pretty in-depth narrative going on, and I always like that whenever games have like a nice first-person perspective and they give a huge narrative right behind it. I think that's super cool. And we're gonna build up a city, it looks like, in this game. I don't know, I'm looking forward to this one. Probably gonna get some VR stuff in here too. I just have this feeling. It just seems like they're setting it up pretty nicely for a VR type of setup. So keep an eye on that one. I'm gonna talk about Pathless now, and it's obviously a Breath of the Wild type of inspired game, and that's not a bad thing, okay? It's a great game. If you have some ideas that you want to take from that, add it to your game. That's the reason why we have different developers, to inspire others. And this game looks really cool with just like the bow and arrow mechanics, very smooth, very similar to Ghost of Tsushima. That's the one thing I kind of like took away from it, like just with the grass moving and stuff, and like in the wind, very nice and soothing. Boss battles look intense, look really cool. We don't know too much about this game. It's still obviously very early in development, but still exciting, very exciting game. And then we got a game called Hood, Outlaws and Legends. I'm not really sure what this game is trying to be. It's a little bit of everything and nothing at the same time. I'm not quite sure why they decided to release it here or announce it here. I guess it's fine that they did it here, to be honest, because if it just got its own sort of big announcement, or they saved it for the very end of the presentation, I think it would have been a really bad choice. So I'm kind of glad they did it now rather than later. I'm just not excited for this game. It doesn't really seem like it's grabbing me. I don't know if it's supposed to be some sort of Battle Royale type thing, or like a team battle sort of game. It seems very multiplayer focused. I didn't really get the next gen feel from it either. I don't see why this couldn't have been on the PlayStation 4 personally, but that's just me. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on this one. And finally, let's talk about Godfall. Now, I'll say that this game is not going to have any microtransactions, which is a good thing, but beyond that, I'm very disappointed in what I saw. The gameplay itself, there was something missing. The rendering that they were using for the gameplay was awful. It looked like a 540p stream. I had to check to make sure that my internet didn't drop or like my connection was fine. I was showing it at 1080p, 60 frames, and I don't know what was going on there, but we did definitely see some other like screenshots and other gameplay like montages or like little trailers of the game, and those were fine. Those looked really good, but for some reason when they actually showed the real core gameplay, like somebody actually playing it, it looked bad. It looked really rough. The gameplay itself looked fine. It looked okay. It looked like where it should be for this state of development. But beyond that, just rough. I don't know what this game's trying to do, honestly, because it has a very linear sort of approach in terms of just like the pathways you go to get to like the enemies and fight them. And that's worrisome. I think this game deserves to have a huge open world aesthetic to it. And if they decide to go down a linear path to try and get to enemies, and then you just hit a bunch of enemies and then get to the end and it's just a boss, that's gonna get boring real quickly. So I'm hoping that this is just to show kind of the gameplay, like the fighting mechanics, and then they're working on like an open world sort of setting. That's my hope. From what I've seen so far, it's just kind of like they threw this guy on like a track and just said, here, fight this. Animation's just looking a little choppy, but hopefully this game is further away from being released than we think, because it's looking rough. But I'm holding hope. I'm kind of just on the sidelines, kind of keep an eye on this game. I'm not really like focused on it like I was before. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. A little disappointing, guys. I'm gonna be honest, a little disappointed. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna leave the whole state of the play linked below, so if you want to check it out on YouTube, be my guest, form your own opinions, as I always like to say. And yeah, it was a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? The next video that's probably coming out will be on Cyberpunk. They just had their live wire, I think, a few days ago, so gotta catch up on that one. So look forward to that, okay?